All right, the big day is here, Election Day, and somebody over the years that has been a major guest here in his role as councilman at large, and he's crafted quite a different ground game and group of people to come out and vote. It's something you would write about, but I think he could have used more infrastructure help from the alleged Republican Party in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Joining us is Councilman at Large and candidate for Mayor David O. Hey, David, welcome back on Election Day. Thanks for joining us. How you feeling at this point?
Oh, thank you very much, Dom. I feel good. I feel very good. Things are coming in very well, for our campaign. Of course, it's only 1 o'clock, and we have all the way till 8 o'clock, and things can change very quickly. But for the people who want change in this city, which is a lot of people, they want the world turned right side up from what it's been the past few years. This is a chance to make it happen, and a lot of people are doing that.
David, National Review, you gave quite an interview. They did a nice job on talking about some of the bigger races, particularly in our area, and about the Working Families Party. And they didn't go into the detail that we have, but it is quite an unusual, amazing thing. And I've seen it. I've probably been at 25 to 30 events over the years or more with you. How many events a year do you do with these various immigrant groups and just various public groups, would you say?
Oh, um, I would say probably about 100.
I think that's on the low side. I'm taking the over on that. If I followed you around, it's amazing. And
Well,
you've
I
crafted,
mean, I,
yeah,
I should say at least 100.
right,
I
at
mean,
least,
there
yeah,
are
yeah.
probably, there's a lot of different groups. I mean, probably over 60 different groups. I do things with them throughout the year. And then sometimes it's combined into like the Latino community overall, or, the Russian speaking community overall, something like that. So it's hard for me to count because it's just something I do. And I don't actually take a summer vacation because some legislators kind of take the summer off. I just work straight through the summer. So it's hard for me to count.
Well, again, from my experience, I think I do quite a bit, but nothing like this. You have crafted this group. And one of the things, whatever happens today, I wanted to underline that you said early on with these various immigrant groups, some of whom are flourishing, and they open up these shopping areas, blocks of them in places like Southwest Philly is one that I think of. They can't understand why criminals are treated with kid gloves, and yet the regulations on people bringing those thriving businesses to Philadelphia, if we use the regulators and went after criminals that way, we'd be a lot better off. I mean, isn't that a focus of your campaign?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we have a lot of folks, born and raised in Philadelphia and our surrounding areas, U.S. citizens, and we're frustrated. But then you have someone who came from another country and they just feel like they're in Mars. Like, what happened here? Like, people just walk in and steal stuff. People are just committing crimes, and if I try to do something about it, I'm the one who gets in trouble. I could be arrested. I could be prosecuted. How come I became the bad guy? And they don't understand it. It's so confusing. And I have to tell them, well, it's not always like this, but in recent years, it has become this. We've started to elect people who feel like they can make whatever rules they want and apply them to whomever they want based on very subjective views. It's not the colorblind, fair, and equitable treatment of all under a written set of laws.
David, too, I'm looking at National Review, and they had quite the locals didn't seem to get this. You talked about the Republican Party, which you've been going back and forth with, and I've never had to deal with the current crop in that manner, but from afar, I see it very clearly. And you said there's no outreach, no diversity to all these groups that you know about, et cetera. They took two white guys, throw them out there for 1 week or so, last 3 weeks in these diverse neighborhoods and expect to do well. Why? Well, I mean, what is it? They just coasting and looking for the crumbs, not the big prize?
Well, in all honesty, it's not just the Republicans; it's the Democrats as well. Basically, what happens is, like in today's election, less than 300,000 people are going to vote for mayor in a city of
Hmm.
1.6 million, and so everyone focuses on the people that they believe are going to vote to the amount. In other words, typically, if there's 300,000 people voting, you need 150,001 to win. So you're focused on 150,001. But what happens is, over many years of doing the same thing, it becomes the party infrastructure or the party or the organization that is supposed to deliver the vote that becomes important, and the voter themselves become less and less important, let alone people that are perceived not to be voters. But you can't really tell because, in other words, Haitian Americans or Chinese Americans or Mexican Americans, they may all be voting. It's just nobody exactly knows. And so one of the problems about our city, because we have large groups of people in our city that are so productive and they contribute so much, but politicians typically just disregard them all in all. And and so that's what happens. So it's not just the Republican Party; it is the Democratic Party, and quite frankly, the Working Families Party, and third party groups as well. So they are losing the opportunity of gaining support from voters, and they're losing the opportunity to engage entire communities that want to be heard. And very much, as you said, they want safe streets, they want accurate taxation, they want lower taxes to be competitive, they want good schools, and they want common sense in government. And many of them are some of our strongest advocates for safe, clean neighborhoods in Philadelphia.
Well, so you still believe the notion then that this city is not radicalized. But tonight, if I had to just put on my hat as an analyst, I would predict that the Working Families Party is a lock to win one seat. And if I had to bet a pizza on it, I'd say they're going to win both seats. If that happens, what does that tell us?
Well, it tells us that basically the Republican Party of Philadelphia has got to do a much better job of
Hmm.
communicating to people what we stand for, what we've contributed, and what our solutions are, and do it in a way that that people understand. And they can't understand you if they don't see you. They don't trust you if you've never broken bread with them or you never made an effort to find what is in our common interest. If you've never lent a helping hand or asked for help. Half of what I do is ask people for help. Would you help us, clean up this block? Would you help us
Hmm.
raise money for these children? Will you help us, support law enforcement in Philadelphia? Will you help us, lobby for, safe public transportation? And they come out and they support.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, David, the mystery parting area for you. The mysterious
Yes.
thing, according to the Inquirer, where is David O gonna be? You're a man of mystery here at the end. Where's David O gonna be tonight? There are no plans. I know Sherelle Parker's at the sheep medals thing. I've gotten 10 invitations to that, but no O invitation. Is it like a
Well,
scavenger hunt? Are we gonna have to find you? There are gonna
no,
be
no,
breadcrumbs out
no,
there.
no, no. It's funny, but see, the thing is, I never have a victory celebration.
Okay.
I've never done that because honestly, from my perspective, one, I rather spend every penny on trying to win the race than celebrate a victory I don't know I'm going to have. The other thing is, usually I just do a watch party. And it's not a big thing because, again, if I had any money, it would be towards winning the election, not celebrating the race. So I really have just a small thing, and it's for, the folks that really put a lot of effort into it. And, I don't have the huge amount of support that she does. And at the same time, I don't have like a whole effort to keep the status quo in place. The folks that are for me, they want reform. They want good government.
Mhm.
They want to cut out the fat of Philadelphia's politics. So we're going to do a little thing, just watch the returns. And, the thing about it is that for much of the Philadelphia press, they've assumed very early on that I had no shot at winning. So they weren't really interested, in whatever I was doing. But things are different today as people are getting idea now that I have a solid chance of winning. And so they're becoming a little more interested in where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do. But it doesn't change my plans. My plans are my plans.
I hear you. Well, David, thank you. You've just tapped into something here that is sometimes the right thing and the politically right thing are the same, and that is how you've broken bread with all these different communities, people who really are the backbone of Philadelphia if they can stay here and hopefully not have the craziness that we've had where criminals are mollycoddled and they are overregulated. So good luck in the next 7 hours or so. I'm saying
Yes.
7 hours because in Philadelphia, you vote early, vote often, and vote late if you have to is the
Yeah.
motto. So,
Yeah.
David, thank you, and we'll talk with you again soon.
All right. Thank you very much, Don. Take care.
All right, David O here. Dan, I mean, the Inquirer's got people out there tracking. Where is this guy going to be?
Yeah.
Why is he not having a victory party or at least a party here tonight? Well, he just gave the explanation right here.